It's the podcast that rodeo clowns are afraid of. It's Power Word Roll.
Last time on Power Word Roll. And eventually you see that you come to sort of what seems to be a craggy pass. There's like a big ravine and a rickety bridge across it. I'll go along first to make sure that the bridge is in order, and then all of you follow. Understood?
Understood.
Of course.
Okay. And so he makes his way across the bridge. Should be fine for all of you to come now.
Even me?
Yes, it actually seems pretty sturdy. As you're all on the bridge, you're making your way across. Here, you see that Einar is holding a rope that was attached to the bridge. And just as you notice this, he lets go.
See, you were right to not love this guy.
Here we fucking go. So as he lets go, you can see that the rope sort of starts to unfurl and unravel, and you can see that the half of the bridge on his side just gives way, and you all start plummeting.
Can we react at all?
Yeah, you can react.
Can we grab onto the rope so we don't fall off the bridge?
You can try. I'll let you all make an acrobatics check.
What's in the bottom of this ravine?
You can just see a load of snow.
How far down is it?
Quite far.
Falling damage far.
Not falling damage far.
But stuck at the bottom of a ravine.
Stuck at the bottom of the ravine far.
Okay.
There's a thick layer of snow
Nat
everywhere.
20.
Ooh.
18.
23.
High fives. High fives,
Ooh.
guys.
So
That's good. I'm happy with that.
instinctively, as this sort of bridge gives way, you all spring into action, and you all manage to grab onto the rope bridge. Can somebody roll a d4 for me?
1.
That rope didn't have much hit points, but fair. So it's got 1 hit point. So you've got 1 chance at this to try and pull yourselves up.
Okay,
So
so I think as it swings back, Greg goes, let me brace, and then holds himself up a bit, so as we kind of hit the other side of the wall,
yeah.
Greg basically squats down to try and absorb some of the blow. You son of a bitch!
Considering you've now holding onto the thing, you can see just over the top Einar pulling down his crossbow and aiming towards
Right.
the rope.
Why?
He's going to aim up, take a shot.
I wish I'd kept that dimension door.
So he fires his crossbow and it hits one side of the rope bridge, and you all sort of swing round as that rope gives way, and you're now holding on by basically what is a single strand on one side.
So holding onto the rope with his right hand, Greg swaps over hands and then pulls a javelin from his, what's that thing called?
Straps, his leather strap,
Bandolier.
From the bandolier, and just yeet!
and throws it. Okay,
Yes.
roll to hit.
13. Considering he's just wearing we can see
His armor class is 40.
He's 40.
It's 40.
What's he fucking wearing?
Leather, but he's also got dex bonuses because he's a ranger.
You build him like a character, oh, you piece of shit.
And so you can see your javelin just goes past him, and it's hard to, because you're dangling. The rope bridge is moving, and also it's goes off into the snow, and the wind kind of takes it in a different direction.
Why? Just tell us why.
Get in the bloody ravine.
Can I cast Hunger of Hadar?
Ooh.
Range of 150 feet. And then it's a 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold. I would like to center it so the edge of it is basically at the edge of the ravine he's on, and so he's inside it. Mm-hmm. He is fully within it, so he is blinded.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nice.
Cool. So what does it look like?
You know how the librarians are all black, shadowy,
Oh,
weird
yeah, nice,
creatures?
nice.
So it sort of manifests as if it's kind of like one of those, but not the full creature. So
Yeah,
it doesn't actually look like it.
So it's like a librarian, but without the faces floating about.
Yeah, it's just kind of the whatever sort of slightly formless stuff they're made out of,
But with screaming mouths.
facing inwards.
That's what does the damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So you manifest this there, and you hear him scream, "Oh!" And he's going to let out one last thing with disadvantage to hit the final thing. So that's 5 plus. Yeah, what was it again? So he doesn't hit. You can just see the
If
bolt.
he did hit, I was about to go, no. I was about to be like, bullshit, fuck you.
The bolt just flies off and into the distance, and you just hear him screaming, and he's going to then try and just run out of the space.
So 6 cold damage.
Yep.
So
And then
the
he
end of
runs out of it, and you just see his form disappear. The blizzard whips more and more.
Nice job, Kia.
Yeah, well done. Have you got those daggers?
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna take my glass dagger and put it in like a piton into the side of the cliff.
Okay.
And then grab one of Kia's and slam it in over the top. And I'm gonna see if I can climb my way up.
Okay.
And then use a rope and pull these guys up.
Make a perception check.
I don't see shit.
What did you get?
2.
You think you see a figure standing atop where you came from.
Well, I'm going up there to complain. The surface here is terrible.
Okay, so you start climbing up. Can you make an acrobatics check for me?
Yes. 23.
So you manage to start climbing up, and this figure reveals itself more and more and more, and it's white, covered in hair.
Is it an abominable
matted.
snowman?
Make a nature check for me.
Irrelevant, because it's an abominable snowman, but that's a 12.
You've heard of Yetis before.
I'd like to do like a Dory moment and decide that I speak Yeti.
No, they're a monster.
On my proficiencies in languages, I have Yeti written
Yes,
here.
I thought.
From the beginning, I speak Yeti.
Yeah, I thought one of you.
No, really?
Yeah, I thought one of you took it.
What?
You got.
What the fuck? For the record, everyone, I just stood up out of my chair.
Oh my god, yeah, you actually have Yeti!
Yeah.
What?
Ayun had like an extra language to fill, and you just went, "Fuck it, Yeti."
It was on the
It's
list.
totally Yeti.
What fucking list was Yeti on? What list was Yeti on?
Yeti isn't what? What?
I can't remember. I think it was
Yeah.
like we ran out of languages that Ayun would feasibly know, so we just went,
Yeti?
Yeti.
Oh my god!
I speak fucking Yeti.
I don't know what to think.
What list did you give her that had
Roll with
Yeti on it?
I don't.
Roll with
I
it.
didn't. Yeti? You're fucking fine. It's there. Yes.
It's on the character.
It's
Yeah,
literally
this is
there.
real.
It's
This
so
is-
funny.
I can't. All right. Here we go.
Oh my fucking lord! So what are you saying, Yeti? You get to decide.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
speaking Yeti.
You see this Yeti and like standing over, growling as he's sort of like clawing at the edge of the bridge.
And I say, "Oh, hello, friend.
Oh, hello.
Hi. How are we?
I am good.
That's great. It's alright. I'm gonna pop up. Is that going to be okay?
No,
What? Why not?
we're going to eat you.
Please don't.
But Mama will get upset.
I saw a very tasty dwarf. Just go this way.
Dad?
Your dad is a dwarf.
My dad is a dwarf.
Wow, that's...
His wife was not barren.
You know... That's what happens when you stay out in the snow too long. If you have sex in the snow, you birth a Yeti.
That's how Yetis are born.
In that case, I'm gonna cast Charm Person, because I'm close enough now.
Okay. Oh, it's not a person, it's a monster.
You just need to share a language, I think, isn't it? A humanoid.
So it's
I can't
Yeti.
believe I fucking speak Yeti. What are the fucking chances?
Yeah, they're monstrosities, they're not humanoids. Large monstrosity, chaotic evil.
Give me 12 seconds and I can charm it.
Okay.
In 10 minutes, and I could talk to him as well.
You can't, I'm afraid you can't. You would know this.
You could try.
Speaking the language, you know that they're not people, they're monsters.
Okay, that's fine. Well, it would rather be an awful shame for you to eat us. I mean, we're just popping by, and I'm sure that we can trade you a little bit of food. I mean, it's only fair.
Mama will be disappointed.
No, she'll understand. It's okay.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
But I speak Yeti.
Yeah, I speak English. Doesn't mean you can persuade me. He's also not very intelligent. What's his intelligence?
A 15 and a natural 20. So, with my persuasion of +9, that's 24?
Eat a dick, Conrad. Eat a dick.
You can go, but leave the meaty one.
Alright then. Can you pull me up?
Okay.
You get pulled up by the Yeti, and you see another Yeti behind him.
Cool. How big is it?
The Yeti,
Yeah.
large.
Okay. Is it... No, what... Sorry, what I mean is the Yeti behind him, is it bigger? Is it Mama?
No.
Okay, so it's brothers, essentially.
Yeah,
I'm
it
assuming
seems
this
to
Yeti
be.
heard this whole conversation.
Sorry?
I'm assuming the Yeti behind heard this conversation.
Yes.
They're not bright
What's his
children.
opinion on it?
You can see that this Yeti is also growling and angry and very sceptical, but
Okay.
he's sort of trusting of what the other Yeti's doing.
It's older brother. That's cool. So I'm gonna say to the Yetis, okay. Now, obviously, the big meaty one, he's a bit aggressive. You're gonna need something to carry him in. So I'll keep him here. You go get a bag, and when you come back, we'll put him in the bag for you.
This is the other Yeti now.
Why don't we just let him down into the ravine and let Mama eat him?
Look at that boy. He's a very tasty cowboy. That's 100% rare beef.
We get some of it.
Ah, but you could have all of it. I see your hungry tummies.
And you just see a ghast look on their face, where they seem scared.
No, we can't deny Mama her food.
Look, I mean, I won't tell anyone. You just say that he got away. What are the chances? I'll be very quiet, I promise.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, shit. That is a 12.
They're not persuaded.
Oh, sadness.
Sorry, we need to let him down for Mama.
And at that point, you can see he starts to claw at the rope.
Okay, in which case, it's bye-bye time.
Can I get the immovable rod out and use it one hand, immovable rodding, to lift up, and then on the other hand on the rope?
Oh,
And then
right.
Make the rod movable, lift it up, immovable again, and then pull itself up, and then to do that. So
Yep.
it's just, if the rope does break, chances are I'll have the immovable rod on.
Yeah, I would
Or-
say
or
that
it'll be in
then
my
it doesn't
hand.
even require a check. With the immovable rod's help, you are doing fine getting up. That
Fantastic.
is...
So just start climbing.
That's the purpose of that magic item. Wow, this has been such a useful...
I've never told you, this is one of my favourite magic items.
Really?
I love it.
It's
I
very
love
good.
an immovable rod.
It's really versatile.
Yeah, it's when you have those situations where you're like, the immovable rod! It's just it's fantastic. It's always fantastic.
So
Okay.
I'm chatting to them about Mama and whether we should be doing this and things, and you're sneakily climbing up behind me.
Mama will get annoyed.
Aw.
Papa is scared of her.
Well, that sounds like an unhealthy relationship.
We're all scared of Mama.
Darling, if she doesn't appreciate you the way you are, a big, beautiful Yeti man, then maybe she's, maybe it's time to leave home.
Well, she hasn't eaten us yet.
Honey, that's not love. That's just tolerance. That's not what you deserve.
Make a persuasion check against these two Yetis.
I'm giving therapy to these Yetis in Yeti.
That is very barely
It's a
tolerance
non-natural
as well.
20.
You're convincing the Yetis to leave home.
That is a good point, isn't it, Sven? Yes, that's a good point. Maybe Mama is not very nice to us, but Mama has raised us for a long time.
Listen, moving out of homes, it's a difficult time. But look at you. You're big grown Yetis now. You don't need your mama looking after you. You got us on the edge of this ravine, and you've got that meaty cow all by yourself.
That's a good point.
At this point, Greg, you've just reached the top, and you just see this conversation happening in Yeti between Ayoun, who's conversing with these two Yetis.
Greg pokes his head out the top and just tries to make eye contact with Ayoun.
I think I just push my toe back to nudge him back under the ledge so he's not visible.
Oh yeah, so Greg just goes underneath again.
Now, you go and get yourself a bag and some rope and your things, and this big cow will be your first independent meal.
Oh, that's too late. There's Mama.
Uh-oh.
And as you're hanging onto this bridge, you start to see a figure emerging from the bottom of the ravine through the snow, and this crone-like woman covered in tattered rags. Has anyone seen my boys? My husband? Has anyone seen them?
Was it a hag?
As she's saying this, you just see a trail of blood from the bottom of her tattered cloak in the snow
This is
behind
very,
her.
shit. What's the Guillermo del Toro movie? It's got Tom Hiddleston in it. Crimson Peak. It's very Crimson Peak.
I haven't seen that, so
Oh, fuck, it's a good movie.
that sounds great. I love
check it
Guillermo
out.
del Toro. I'm surprised I haven't seen it.
I like Tom Hiddleston.
I get that.
Okay, this is weird. Weird old lady at the bottom of the cliff, and I presumably haven't seen the Yetis
No, you
from
haven't.
where I am. Okay, I'd like to use detect magic
Very magical. And as you're...
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, pretty fucking magical.
You see a magic aura, and it's just in the shape of a frowny face.
No.
And as soon as you see magical aura around this woman emanate, it starts to rise off the ground, and the storm bursts in energy around her, lifting her in the air, bloodied snow dripping from beneath.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my telepathic messaging, and I probably can't really see Ayoun by this point either, but just tell Greg, weird flying old woman magic down here, help!
Weird flying magic old woman down here, help. Sorry, that was weird. I think Kia's in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, actually, as soon as she says that is when you see this figure rising out of the ravine. And I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
20. What's
I
your
did it.
what's your dex bonus?
Plus one.
Me too.
Go first.
You should
Greg,
just
Kia.
piff those boys into the ravine.
What did you get? What did you get?
God, 13.
Could try
I'm
and...
gonna throw one of the Yetis at that. I don't know the CR of a Yeti, but I think
CR3.
Oh, three. Oh,
yeah,
okay, that's
Yetis
fine
are-
then. Okay, that's absolutely fine. That's
Also,
fine.
currently they're not aggressive.
Let's do
I
this.
think they're going to get a lot more aggressive
When we start beating
Mama
the
shows
shit
up.
out of her mum, who's some kind of horrible
Depends if you decide to keep
gonna
persuading them. They're starting to be pretty persuaded. So as this crone is rising, the snow lifting her in the air, this sort of storm around her, it is Greg's turn first.
Before we get into it, is it alright if I say something to the Yetis as I see her?
Yeah, please.
So I see her coming up and I say, look, she just doesn't trust you to, be independent. Here she is, helicopter parenting, almost literally. And then it's Greg's turn.
Can you make a persuasion check with that?
Sure.
I'm going to say you need 3 successes.
Okay, well that is,
Success.
23.
Yep, there we go. That's successful. You can see that they're sort of like grumbling to themselves. There's a little sort of whisper between them.
Greg pulls himself up and pockets the rod again. And stands up and just like looks shocked for a second and goes, are these friendly or am I what?
These young men are looking for emancipation from their mother, who's just not treating them very well. He says with like the eyebrows going up and down
Pretty
as
much.
he points at the crone.
Right. Greg holds his action until either Kia or the hag does something that's reactable, if that's alright.
Okay, well, it's Kia's turn next. This is not how I imagined this combat would go down at all. I'm here for it. This is insane.
Great.
This bitch speak
And
Yeti!
you're like, I speak Yeti, and we're like, no.
We grab onto the side.
Look!
We grab onto the bridge. Also, I speak Yeti.
I hate it here.
Oh yeah, I'm still hanging from a bridge.
Yep, you are.
About 30 feet down.
Yeah.
Right. Ugh. Is there any way Kia would know what this creature even is?
You can make a nature check for me.
14.
You guys aren't doing badly. I would say that's enough. You've heard fairy stories about hags, and this is most definitely going to be one. You've never heard of snow hags. You're not from the area,
Yeah.
but this hag seems powerful.
Cool.
What would Kia do?
I'm going to try a banishment.
Okay.
So that is a charisma save.
Charisma save.
What does this look like?
I think what happens is... Sorry, you right?
I was just like, it's a drain hole in the bath and you just get sucked in and then a plug goes on the top.
Goes boop.
I mean, that's an awesome idea, but it also doesn't fit with, like, any of Kia's shit.
Fuck it.
Oh, also, I will say, straight up, Ayoun, you know exactly what this is, because werhags are from the Unseelie Court
Okay.
in the Feywild. So they are fey creatures, dark, evil fey creatures that sort of exist at the corners of the Winterlands.
What do I know about them?
They're powerful spellcasters, they are carnivorous, they feast on people and eat their souls as well. Generally, they're a bit outcasts in society.
Shocking, isn't it?
So, I reckon this banishment, actually, it effectively just, mysteriously behind her, a massive book opens. And just slams shut on her.
Yep.
And regardless, and whether or not she saves it, depends on whether, when it then opens again, she's still there or not.
Yes. What's your DC?
16.
That's a 6 plus 3.
Yes!
It's a
Well
9.
done! Holy shit!
Nice.
Banished.
They get plus 3 to that. I was like, oh, she's going to pass. And then we actually have a fight. Nope. Okay, so, and she's a planar entity. So,
Yes, she's gone. If I can concentrate for more than a minute on this, she's gone.
Yeah.
So no one drop me down a cliff and I'll be fine.
Just keep hanging on to the rope.
Yeah, you're pretty stable on the rope at this point. Like, especially now that Greg's off it.
Yeah.
It's just you, and you're not that heavy. So yeah, you could just sort of see this rising figure, all this congealed blood dripping from beneath its cloak, swirling winter storm around it. It sort of starts to lift its spindly, atrophied limbs in the air to cast a spell, and a giant book appears.
And it flicks through pages with kind of images of different planes flicking by until it finds the one that she's from.
So it finds the Feywild.
Finds an image of the Feywild and snaps shut.
Is it like a photorealism image of the Feywild? Is it like a cartoony image of the Feywild? Is it like a
pop-up book?
Yeah. These are important questions.
It's probably not a pop-up, I'm sorry. No. It's much more of a kind of very artistic kind of sketch with sort of foreign writings around it. You know, sort of from the languages of the plane. So each one is kind of like that. And it just really quickly leafs through them until it finds the Feywild and snaps shut around her.
There's a moment of anticipation where the book slams shut and you're like, well, what's happened? And you open the book and you just see it in that vista. There's the same scene that you saw in the background, but there's also a hag sketched on there looking really angry towards...
with her hands up against the glass.
Yeah, basically.
The book just sort of seamlessly kind of evaporates just back into nothingness.
And the hag is gone. What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?
You wanted this episode to move on.
Yeah, it did. It was like very slow.
Like, combat, boring. Let's get back to fucking about.
Every direction that I didn't expect.
Yeah. We just notes all over your story, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was D&D, man. This is why I play.
Seeing this, Greg, drops down to, on his chest with his head over the edge of the ravine and goes, Kia, what was that?
Well, I mean, I've not done that before. I've just sort of...
You don't need to explain it. That was fantastic.
Well, anyway...
Do you want to pull her up?
Where'd Mama go?
Yes, I will do. And then Greg's gonna
Pull her
just
up.
start...
You see, my friend, this cowman you were going to
The
eat.
meaty one.
Yeah, he has given you a little bit of time. So,
So we
Mama's...
can't eat him?
No, because he's given you...
Why can't we eat him?
He's given you a mama holiday. Your mama's gonna go away for a week. You can try being a bit independent, and then she'll be back when you're ready to have that conversation with her.
Roll persuasion. Roll deception, actually, because that's not true.
Yeah.
Well, it's +9 for both.
Yeah.
So that's a 27.
Okay. I really wanted to eat him. Me too. He looked tasty.
Well, not today, but it's been lovely talking to you, and I'm proud of both of you. You're such big, brave boys.
I think at that point, Greg pulls, Kia up and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's within arm's reach, so just grabs her and lifts her up.
We'll go looking for Dad.
Right, so, are you, are we killing?
Yes? No, we're good, we're lovely.
No, we're not, okay.
Goodbye.
It was lovely to meet you, and remember, when you see your father,
Yes?
remember that you are two big independent boys, and you do what you think is right.
Why don't you
Can we eat him on the way down?
write a note for them to give to their father when they see
Yes.
him from us as well?
Right in, not Yeti.
Yes.
You are next.
Also, you guys never got the full story of what happened now, which is crazy.
I'll tell you what, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we're out alive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's been lovely meeting you. We'll see you later. And I want to hear how your first sort of Yeti Man week goes. It's going to be great.
We go to the town? Yes, let's go to the town and try to eat the elves.
I just put my hand on Greg and I'm like,
What?
okay, see you later.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And then they both sort of start to lumber off into the storm, which is starting to disperse slightly.
Greg just waves, looking confused, just gives them a little wave as they disappear into the storm and the snow.
One turns back, sees your wave, and you just see drool from a slack jaw.
You don't want to know. Do you have any way of sending a message to the town?
No, I don't think so.
From the top of this ravine, can you all make a perception check?
Ooh, 19.
Can I say I wasn't properly looking? It's my
17.
passive.
15, 17,
18.
18.
That's pretty good.
The two of you see the temple is a ways up. The way that you were going probably leads round, but the ravine, you can't really cross it. But you can just head straight up through the fresh snow in the direction of the temple and probably continue onwards.
Yeah, I think we probably need to take a kit. We have been travelling all day and the
least-
sun was going down.
You can see there are some rocky outcroppings and places to be.
Yeah, I think we take a little bit of time to search for a cave.
Or at least something that looks more suitable
There's
to...
sort of an overhang
Yeah,
that's
that's
similar to a
perfect.
cave.
Yeah, and I think Ayoun builds like a snow barrier, so it sort of basically snows us into the cave so we can't be seen.
And you can see that as you're in this cave, frozen into the side of it, this overhang, which seems to be a sort of glacial kind of...
It's not rock, it's ice.
It's ice, which you realise as you brush it away, and you see frozen there, just a T-Rex
Fun.
in the ice.
That's cool.
We're melting that boy out.
I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight.
Before you sleep, you can speak to animals, yes?
I'll give it a shot.
I need a bird or something small.
You want to kind of use an animal messenger, but not really.
I thought you were saying talk to the T-Rex.
No, I mean, that would also be awesome.
That is also very
I was
good.
thinking, like, melt the face area so it can talk, and then see if it's alive.
Certainly try.
It's probably dead, but,
Yeah,
you know.
also I only have ice spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You focus on the land, connect to it as the
The
spirit
ley
of the
lines, the energy of the earth, the Ouroboros, all those good keywords that give you nice images of druidic magic.
Some fucking leaves.
Leaves, a nice crisp autumn day, a spider making a web.
And
And a pig
No.
thinking about its own death, and the spider is writing a letter to the townspeople in its web.
Charlotte's web, mate.
I got that. Okay. That wasn't my nice nature vista that I was trying to picture.
Actually, I really like the idea of us sending like 50 spiders down to the town and they write a big Yeti's coming, like, between the
I
houses.
don't like that. I hate that. So Greg's like, animals.
As twilight turns to night, a snowy owl just sort of flutters across.
T-Rex! T-Rex, hello!
No response.
Hello! He puts his, mouth and face to the ice.
Hello!
You get the impression this is like Captain America in the 60 years where he wasn't in the Avengers.
Hello! I don't think this is working.
Ooh, ooh, and the owl flutters down.
What's he saying? What's the owl saying?
Hello?
What, the owl just popped up and said hello? Hello?
Well, you were saying hello generally?
No, I was... I guess hello. I was talking to this T-Rex here.
I cut a little hole in the snow wall and be like, can you ask him to come inside for a hot minute?
There's a little hole in it, and Greg's nose just pokes through like a dog through a gate and just goes, hello?
Hello? Who are you talking to?
Come here, let me see you in the distant eye.
And he sort of goes backwards slightly. Is everything okay?
What did you want, Ayoun?
I was hoping to send a letter. Those Yeti are planning to go down to the town and eat everyone.
They are?
Yes, I'm feeling a little guilty about it.
Would you mind doing us a favour, old chum?
Depends, what?
Sending a letter down to the town. Apparently some Yetis are going to go there and rampage.
Oh, the elf one.
Are there more towns?
There's the dwarf one, a bit further out.
Ayoun, the dwarf one or the elf one?
It'll be whatever they come across first. They're not very bright.
That's probably...
Which one will that be?
Elf!
Probably the elf one.
Okay,
It was...
We just
Nearer.
came from there.
Sorry. Don't know the dwarf one. Anyway, the elf one, I think.
So go talk to the druids there, tell them what?
Should we write it down for you? And send a little
That
letter?
would be easier, I can't read though.
No, I mean, that's fine, but you can just give it to someone.
Oh, okay, yes.
And they read it and go, wow, Yetis coming down to rampage. You know, it's a problem.
You just give me some, hurry up.
Yeah.
I've not got all day. Honestly, I'm doing you a favour here.
I've got an important owl meeting at 3, and then the board at 4.
It's very busy day.
Are there any mice around here? Greg says, turning around.
No mice. Tick tundra.
I
no mice that
roll
will
up
show
a
them.
scroll that I've written on, and it says to give the owl a special treat for thanks for holding this, and also the Yeti are coming. Oh my god!
And the owl flies.
The owl holding this is a very good boy and deserves a nice special treat. P.S. Yetis are coming!
Ah!
There you are, just a hand. Goes out.
And he sort of takes it and flutters off into the night. Not a word
Thank
said.
you. If you come back, I can give you. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
And I suppose you will.
T-Rex man, hello.
Thank you for listening to Power Word Roll. If you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Otherwise, a positive review is the best way to help us out. The best place for those is on iTunes. All our social media at linktree/powerwordroll. That's linktr.ee/powerwordroll. But for now, from Annie, Naomi, Henry and myself, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Rod in hand.
Yeah.
I knew you'd make that joke, fuck's sake.
Someone was going to make that joke, let's face it.
Okay,
How far across?
We're not doing trigonometry on this podcast.
We're absolutely doing trigonometry on this podcast,
Yeah,
clearly.
and
If Conrad
60
has
across,
anything to
30
say
down.
about-
So what's 60 squared plus 30 squared equals...